Hi everyone, this is Dion.
And this is Daryl.
And welcome to an Elden Ring update video. We, like most people, are playing Elden Ring. And the game is absolutely huge. And it's taking a long time to get through it. So we figured we do an update video. Just give everyone, our quick thoughts and kind of where we are in the game. And how much longer we think we're going to go with this as we work to this is where we stand. We want to make sure just to update our viewers and give you guys an idea of how things are going. So Daryl, why don't you start us off here?
Okay, so first of all, I didn't even play the game. I'm having somebody else play it for me. I'm kidding. No, I believe I want to say, because it's tricky with a game like Elden Ring, but I'm pretty sure I beat the second major boss so far. I'm not going to describe the fight right now. That could wait for until later, probably where we stand itself. But the fight itself was interesting, and I mean that in a good way. Because I expected to immediately run in there and just immediately start laying into the boss, but that's not how that one worked, which I thought was a welcome change. Where are you at right now, Dion?
Wow, you are past. Well, I don't know if you're past because it's weird. I don't know how much you've explored. I'm like level 36.
Okay, I'm level 50.
Level 50 what?
52.
Oh my gosh.
I am inevitable.
As you can see, guys, this is what I have to deal with. So I'm level 36. I am a little further back. I've spent too much time playing Lost Ark in between, my play sessions of Elden Ring. It's not working out, so I'm going to focus after this, I promise. But for Elden Ring, I am exploring the second area after you beat the first major boss. I've gotten through a good portion, just kind of going through and looking at the area. Obviously, I'm not level 50, whatever. I'm not even level 40, right? So I'm getting there, though. I'm running a faith strength build. Right now it's stronger on the faith side because I found a scythe, but I don't know if I'm going to stick that way. I think I'm going to move to try to get a sword that will allow me, usually a great sword and have some magic. I think it'll be a really cool build, so I'm kind of pushing that way. I think I'm making a pretty good progress. I mean, there's so much to explore. I find that, as I play the game, I realize I can't just go to the next objective. One, I'm not very good. Two, I need the levels because I'm not very good, right? So and it's fun exploring. You see some really cool things. So I've started, exploring around that area, and you can see so much. You run into some bosses that just kill you, and I'm learning that, and I'm learning when to engage. I'm not engaging on all fights, but I'm engaging on some fights. And then if I feel like I'm doing enough damage, I stick there, which I really like, right? And that's the difference between this one and some of the other Dark Souls series games. Well, I guess it's not Dark Souls, but you know what I mean.
The From Software brand of games. Yeah.
Exactly. From Software games minus Sekiro, which is still hard, but a little different.
Yeah. This
game definitely puts you in the thought of exploring, right? Like, I felt like I have to explore, or I'll be running my head against the boss, where in Dark Souls, you just kind of go to that next area. And I think that's a very welcome and very different change. It makes me more engaged for a person that wasn't all in on the From Software games.
Yeah, and oftentimes when you're out there exploring, you're encouraged to literally I don't want to say literally, I hate using that as a filler word. You're encouraged to check your map and well, let's just put it this way. When I want to go somewhere I haven't been before, I open up the map and I zoom in as close as possible, and I look for anything that resembles ruins or a building or something, and I just go there, because there's 9 times out of 10 there's always something worth it there, or a boss that'll kick your ass, which, depending on what level you are, or depending on how far along you're into the game, or in general, if you're just that good, then you'll probably do fine against a lot of those. There are some optional bosses I've had to skip over because somehow they're more annoying than the bosses I fought in the main narrative so far. Because I guess that's just how they like to do their optional bosses sometimes. They're petty, they're annoying, and I can't stop trying to fight them because the game brings out my inner stubbornness. It's not really inner stubbornness. I've always been stubborn, but you get my point.
Well, how many times do you fight a boss before you back out and start getting more levels?
It's less dependent on how many times I lose, and more dependent on how low can I get it before I lose. So if I die, say 10 times, and the most I've ever been able to get is like maybe a quarter of its health down, I leave. But if I've died 10 times and I've gotten to halfway through its health, then I'm probably going to stay and keep trying because I'm like, okay, I know I can kill you.
It begins!
I don't think I've found the balance yet. Like I sometimes will go in like Godric. Is one of the bigger bosses in the game.
I command thee now.
By name, you guys will. If you have not fought him yet, it'll come. It'll come to you. And all I'll say is, that one is one where I only got a portion down, like a quarter, maybe the first few times. Then I started understanding his tactics, and I could really chip down. So I haven't really found a balance yet. Like I didn't really know. I figured I was strong enough to beat him, but it is a true test of balance to understand. Hey, am I gonna keep fighting this boss when I hit the wall, or am I gonna keep moving the fight onward because I don't think I can beat him? And that was something that I think is an interesting balance in this one.
There's also a fight for your own pride in some cases. Like, I told myself I'm not going to summon any players. No, I don't mind the messages on the ground. In fact, a lot of them are hilarious, and not to mention helpful. I don't mind those, but I didn't want to summon another player to help me out. But the game, this is introduced in Elden Ring. You get the ability to summon spirits, and those spirits are essentially, I want to call them the equivalent of pets or something like that in MMO in a way. And I use them to take the aggro off of me most of the time. But for Godric's fight, it was less because I thought I needed her and more because she said she wanted to fight him too. There's an NPC that's like, when you fight him, summon me or tell me, and I want to fight him too. So I said, okay, bet. So I brought in my spirit summon. My favorite one is the jellyfish. and I brought her in, the NPC. And well, even with them, Godric was a pain in the butt. Mostly because, and I'm going to spoil this part of the fight, fire in general just sucks to try and dodge. Because it's literally everywhere.
It was impossible. Freaking impossible.
Like, the only way I could jump over his fire is if I jumped over his arm while he was spewing it. And even then, almost every boss in this game has some form of AoE get the fuck away from me attack. When you're trying to melee, and I'm a sorcerer build, so I'm focusing int and dex, it was a pain. The fight was a pain, but damn, it was a satisfying when I finally killed him. It was that I really enjoyed that. Blade wise, though, the weapon I've been sticking with for a while was from an optional boss, one of the Evergoals. I've been sticking with the Bloodhound Fang, which I've been seeing around a lot. Yeah. I like the combo you get off of that, but I'm prioritizing magic. I just want to use that as like a quick either gap closer or just something that I could use when I'm out of magic. Unless I'm using the blade for that. But so far it's working out well, especially since I recently reallocated or respect my stats so I could have more points in intelligence in this and the other after my brother prodded me, telling me, nah, you should get rid of that health, man. Be like me. Get one shot if you mess up. Which
gosh.
Which is, it's a terrifying thing. But admittedly, I did put more points of vigor than I needed at one point just because I wanted to have a well-rounded build. But I've never tried the glass cannon route, I guess, in a Souls game. Like in Dark Souls in general, I would typically build tankier because the games, complement the tankier builds, at least in my mind. Bloodborne, you're building for agile and for speed and agility. if you can call it agility, because you're supposed to be aggressive. Sekiro is its own beast. You just need to play a few rhythm heaven games and Vocaloid, Dance Dance Revolution games. We'll play all the rhythm games and you'll do fine in Sekiro. But Elden Ring is a different story, because I would argue every build is viable. It's just, it depends on how difficult you make it on yourself, and that comes down to whether or not you're going to walk away and explore, because unlike the old games that were linear and very much didn't leave you with a lot of options of where you could go or what weapons you can get, this one does. So I would imagine that they designed the game with that in mind, like, hey, by now players should have, or at least we recommend that they'd explore and see and check their surroundings and all that, and then come back a little stronger, because there are enemies literally everywhere that you can get runes from. Runes are this game's version of souls, or blood, whatever you want to call it.
Fair enough. Well, I think we gave our good beginning thoughts on the game and an update on where we are. So the next time you see us, hopefully we'll be doing This Is Where We Stand, and we'll give you our full thoughts on the game, our full conclusion, and an exact idea of how we feel or how we recommend. So we hope to see you guys next time. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, and we really, really would appreciate if you just hit that subscribe button, and then you can know when our This Is Where We Stand is going to come out. So until next time, thank you, everyone.
Catch you all later. You're not going to get a joke out of me here. That's only for Where We Stand. Get the fuck out.